Think about every horror movie you've ever seen. There's usually a killer, a monster, something you can see, something you can run from, and if you're fast enough or smart enough, maybe you survive. That's the deal horror always makes with you. Stay in groups. Don't go in the basement. Follow the rules and you have a shot. Final Destination doesn't make that deal. There are no rules to follow. And that changes what fear actually feels like. By the end of this, you'll understand why the scariest horror franchise ever made has no villain. Why the moment you survive death is actually the moment you're most at risk. And why knowing exactly how you're going to die makes everything worse, not better. You can outrun a killer. But how do you outrun fate? Once you understand why your brain responds to that question the way it does, horror is never quite the same. Most horror runs on a simple formula: threat plus uncertainty. The monster is coming. You don't know when, can't predict where. Your brain flags danger and starts running through options. The fear is anticipatory. The not knowing is what actually gets you. The strange thing about Final Destination is that it strips that uncertainty away entirely. You always know death is coming for the survivors. And certainty, it turns out, is somehow more terrifying than the unknown. Every studio note on the original script probably said the same thing. You need a killer. You need a face. Something for the audience to hate. Something to root against. The filmmakers said no. The result was a franchise that ran for over 20 years. Here's the thing about removing the villain. It doesn't make the film less scary. It makes it scarier. When there's no Jason in the dark, there's nothing to externalize the fear onto. The danger becomes structural, built into the world itself. Here's a small thing. You're walking toward a door and someone opens it from the other side before you get there. Or you reach for the elevator button and it's already been pressed. Something tiny, automatic, slightly outside your control. It's fine because the outcome didn't matter. Now imagine that same sensation, that same quiet loss of agency, but the outcome is your life. That's the move Final Destination makes. It takes your relationship with control and quietly pulls the floor out. Psychologists call it the illusion of control. Our brains are genuinely bad at processing pure randomness. We find patterns. We believe our choices influence outcomes, even when they don't. In the 1970s, Ellen Langer ran experiments showing that people bet more confidently on random outcomes when they felt personally involved, even with identical odds. Involvement felt like influence. The brain can't fully separate the two. Final Destination puts that gap on screen and doesn't blink. So here's where this becomes personal. Think about the times you've tried to control something already decided. Superstitions. The specific route you take when something feels off. Knocking on wood, even when you don't fully believe in it. None of that is irrational. It's your brain doing exactly what it's built to do. The film doesn't scare you because it's unrealistic. It scares you because some part of you already suspects fate might actually work this way. Alex Browning sees exactly how Flight 180 goes down. He panics, gets people off the plane explodes. He was right. For about 30 seconds, it feels like a win. And then the story quietly explains what the premonition actually was. Not an escape route, a warning. The exit he found was already part of the plan. Surviving the crash wasn't the end of anything. It was round one. The game didn't stop, it just restarted with a smaller list. Picture a glass of water near the edge of a table. A truck passes outside, the window rattles, the glass shifts an inch. A drop hits the floor. Someone walks through in socks, slips, grabs the bookshelf. Books fall. A lamp tips. A cord catches. And somehow, at the end of this absurd chain, someone dies. That's a Final Destination death sequence. And your brain, watching it happen, doesn't read it as absurd. It reads it as inevitable. The franchise runs on a specific idea. Death has a design. Not a person with a weapon, a system. And systems don't get tired. They don't make emotional mistakes, don't get distracted, don't lose your address. Every film proves the same principle in a different room. The order can shift, the method changes, but the outcome doesn't. You can delay one step, maybe skip it entirely. The system doesn't care. It just picks up from wherever you left off. This is where the film starts brushing up against something real. Think about bureaucracy, an insurance denial, an automated rejection, an algorithm that flagged you for no reason you can identify. You can't charm a system. You can't make it feel guilty. You can plead your case to a person, and sometimes something shifts. A process just runs. Final Destination resonates in ways it maybe didn't in 2000, because more of life now feels like a system you didn't write and can't appeal. In most horror, the villain is a kind of comfort. I know that sounds wrong, so stay with it. When there's a killer in the room, you have something to focus on. A location, a strategy, a weakness maybe. Freddy Krueger can be beaten if you stay awake. Michael Myers has been shot. You have agency because there's a target. Final Destination takes the target away entirely. There's nothing to hunt, nothing to trap. You just wait. And that's when the real fear starts. This connects to decades of work in psychology. Researchers studying learned helplessness, the condition where people stop trying because their actions no longer change outcomes, found something consistent. When nothing you do matters, behavior doesn't just slow down, it breaks. Martin Seligman first documented this in the late 1960s, and it holds for humans as surely as anything. Final Destination puts its characters in that exact state, then keeps them alive long enough to feel all of it. The reason the franchise is hard to shake after you watch it isn't the deaths. Horror deaths don't usually follow you home. What stays is the sensation that nothing the characters did mattered. They researched, they figured out the order, they planned, and they died on schedule anyway. Watching competent, intelligent people be completely helpless in the face of a process that doesn't care about them lands differently than a knife in the dark. It's quieter than that, and it stays longer. A franchise this long should run out of steam. By sequel 2, everyone knows death has a design. The twist only works once, in theory, and yet each film still delivers. Because the genius of the setup is that knowing the rules doesn't protect you. You can watch all 5 movies, map every mechanism, and the next death sequence still makes you flinch. The knowledge doesn't help. That's built into the concept. Understanding the system is not the same as being outside it. Most horror deals in external fear. The creature, the virus, the darkness outside the window. Things you could, in theory, escape. Final Destination taps into something older and harder to locate. The fear that the universe is indifferent. That your intelligence, your preparation, your goodness, none of it changes the math. Philosophers call this existential dread, the awareness that your existence is finite and arbitrary. Most films let you forget that for 2 hours. This one won't. So why do people keep coming back? 5 films, a 6th, 20-something years of this concept, refusing to die, which is either ironic or fitting. The easy answer is the death sequences. Creative, technically ambitious, impressive as pieces of filmmaking. But the real answer is simpler and stranger. Watching Final Destination is a controlled way to confront the thing you're not supposed to think about. Dread in a sealed container. 2 hours. Then you walk out. Here's what's interesting though. The franchise works precisely because it doesn't lie to you. Other horror gives you an exit. The monster can die. The curse can break. The killer can be stopped. Final Destination doesn't. It says everyone on screen is going to die. Every single one. And people watch anyway. That's not just morbidity, it's something closer to honesty. A film that acknowledges the one thing most horror usually tries to disguise. Death isn't the monster, it's the default. Jeffrey Reddick, who wrote the original screenplay, has talked about where the concept came from. He'd read a story about someone who had a premonition, took a family member off a flight, and the flight went down. He took that and asked one question. What happens to the people who escaped? What does death do next? As it turned out, a lot of people had been wondering the same thing. The franchise answers that question 5 times, and apparently counting. Understanding this franchise won't make you less scared of it. That part 1 can't help you with. But now you know something most people leaving a screening don't. It works because it found the one fear with no workaround. No monster to kill. No curse to break. No rule to outsmart. Most horror asks, what are you afraid of? Final Destination asks something harder. What do you do when there's nothing to fight and the outcome's already decided? You can't answer that. Neither can they.